Are you looking for a reliable air compressor for your 4x4? Hello, I'm Philippe from Sinrumbo. The small air compressors sold in supermarkets and auto parts store usually are too small to inflate even a single regular car tire. So there's no way they will inflate a big 4x4 tire. There is one brand that most 4x4 clubs and owners seem to like, and that is the T-Max. When you reach the pavement again after a day of off-roading, the T-Max will allow you to reinflate all 4 tires without stopping and overheating in about 15 minutes. Now the T-Max isn't available everywhere, and my question was, since it's manufactured in China, is it available as a knockoff or a no-name product? I recently bought from a 4x4 store in Buenos Aires. I bought it online, a no-name version of the T-Max. It looks identical, the specs are the same. And I recently got it, so we're gonna take it out of its bag and we'll test it and see how it performs. So just like the T-Max, this compressor comes in a fairly lightweight nylon bag, and in it fits very well the compressor with the hose. So on this one, it's a one-piece flexible hose with a gauge. On the T-Max, it's a 2-piece air hose. One piece is permanently mounted on the compressor. So that's one difference. What you can see and compare with the photos of the T-Max, exactly the same compressor, same kind of chassis, handle, and the power switch and reset switch are exactly the same in the same location. This is where the air hose attaches. On this one, it's a Euro type quick release. The T-Max has a piece of rubber hosing attached permanently to the compressor. On the other side, we have the overpressure safety valve, just like the T-Max. Here is the compressor itself with a 60mm piston, just like the T-Max. And again, you can compare the specs on the label. They're exactly the same. Just like the T-Max, this one connects directly to the battery with a pair of alligator clips. They're actually pretty nice. They feel solid, pretty well insulated. The cable is a fairly good size. It will actually draw 45 amps, which is quite a bit. You want to make sure that your engine is running, so that while the compressor is running, it's not drawing down your engine battery. So at home I did a quick preliminary test. I inflated one of the tires, which are about 32-inch tires, from 15 psi to 38 psi in 3 minutes. Right there I have some remarks. The cable length stated on the box is supposed to be about 2 meters and something. Well, this is definitely not 2.5 meters, it's more like slightly over a meter. The compressor can't reach the floor with this length of cable, so it has to stay in the engine bay, which means there's not much room for it because it vibrates, it might fall off. So later I will probably modify the cable, extend it. The second thing is this air hose. Nothing wrong with the connector, it's tight and it doesn't leak. Even though it looks short, the flexible air hose seems able to reach the rear wheels, we'll find out. It's a screw-on type of connector at the tire valve. Nothing wrong with that. The gauge though is, I think, pretty much useless. At 15 psi on my gauge, this one read 0. And at 38 psi on my gauge, this one read 40 something. So even at normal pressure, it's not exactly accurate. So you'll need to have your own gauge. The other thing worth mentioning is that while the compressor is pumping, it's not reading your tire pressure at all. So you need to be in the engine bay to hold the compressor while it's pumping, turn it off, walk to the tire and the gauge to check your pressure. So that's a bit of a pain because you'll have to be going back and forth a few times. Otherwise the performance is promising, so let's hook it up and find out. So I'll deflate all 4 tires down to 15 psi. So this is the size of my tires here. They're 265 75 R16s, which converts to very close, I think, to 32 inches in US sizes. So I'll bring this tire down to 15 psi. That'll take a little bit and then do all 4 like this. Alright, so we inflated all 4 tires to 38 psi each, which is what I had when I arrived. It took exactly 20 minutes and 22 seconds. Now I never stopped the timer from the first tire connected to the last tire disconnected. That was 20 minutes, 22 seconds. The time includes stopping the compressor probably 3 times per wheel to go and check the pressure. The rear driver's side tire I overinflated to 45. If you count the actual time to inflate the tire, probably at around 3 minutes per tire, which is pretty good. The compressor isn't hot at all. The handle is warm, but nothing more. The air hose is quite hot, the connector is quite hot. The body is warm. The end cap by the switch is barely warm. This side is hot. I can't keep my hand on it. And the cylinder actually is not bad at all. It's hot, but I can leave my hand on it. So pretty good performance. You know that once you have the compressor out of its bag, in about 20 minutes you can go from 15 to roughly 38-40 psi, doing all 4 tires no problem. And it looks like you could probably do another vehicle if you're with a friend that doesn't have a compressor. So I am impressed by the performance. Just a few modifications to the accessories, and that's actually a very nice piece of kit to have with you. So that's going to be my conclusion. I hope it's helpful to you. You know that you can buy a no-name T-Max copy, knockoff, whatever, and get the T-Max performance, minus maybe a couple of accessories that are not quite up to snuff, but that can always be improved. So if you enjoyed this video, please click like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you for watching.